Let's start with something simple. You think your problem is discipline. You think, if I was more disciplined, I would finally change. I would wake up early. I would stop wasting time. I would focus. I would finish things. I would finish things. And my life would move forward. That sounds logical. That sounds logical. It sounds true, but it's not. That sounds logical. It sounds true. Because if discipline was your problem, you would fail at everything. But you don't. Think about your day. Patterns remain. There are things you do every day without effort, without forcing yourself, without thinking. You scroll. You check your phone. You scroll. You open apps. You react. You repeat. You just do it automatically. So discipline is not missing. Consistency is already there, just not in the right direction. You need to understand something deeper, something most people ignore. Your behavior is not random. It follows patterns. Patterns you repeat every day. And those patterns create your life, not your goals, not your intentions, not your plans, your patterns. That's why you feel stuck, because you are not changing patterns. You are trying to force outcomes. You are trying to push yourself. You are trying to rely on effort, and effort doesn't last. You can push for a day, but eventually, you stop. Pushing is exhausting. And humans don't sustain pressure, they sustain patterns. That's the truth. So the real question is, what system am I already following? Because you already have one. It just doesn't work in your favor. It pulls you toward comfort, toward distraction, toward easy actions. And unless you change that system, nothing changes, no matter how you feel. And unless you change that system, nothing changes, no matter how you feel. Because motivation fades, but systems stay. You stop blaming yourself. Because motivation fades, but systems stay. You stop blaming yourself, and you start fixing the real problem. Now let's go deeper. What is actually missing? If it's not discipline, then what is it? What is actually missing? If it's not discipline, then what is it? The missing piece is structure, but not the complicated kind. Not schedules full of pressure, simple structure, clear structure, repeatable structure. Right now, your day has too many choices. What should I do now? And every decision uses energy, mental energy. And when that energy drops, you stop. Not because you are weak, but because your brain is tired. That's why you delay. Avoiding is easier. So instead of adding discipline, you remove decisions. You create a default, a path that runs automatically. For example, you wake up, you drink water. After lunch, you study for 10 minutes. No thinking. Before sleep, you reflect. No thinking. Same time, same action. Same time, same action, same pattern every day. That's structure. Same time, same action, same pattern every day. That's structure. Not doing, starting. If you remove the decision to start, everything is easier. Because simple things are repeatable. And repeatable things create change. Real change. Not temporary. Permanent. That's how systems work. Quietly, slowly, but powerfully. At the end, this is not about working harder. It's about working differently. And that breaks the pattern. If you change repetition, you change the pattern. And unless you change that system, nothing changes, no matter how you feel. Not big moments, small actions, repeated daily. That builds everything. Not perfect days, not perfect discipline, just consistency, even on bad days. Especially on bad days, because bad days are where most people stop. And when they stop, they restart from zero. Again, and again, and again. That's why nothing changes. So don't aim for perfection. Because bad days are where they stop. And when they stop, restart from zero. That's why nothing changes. Aim for continuity. Keep it simple, repeatable. That's the secret. Once you build that, everything changes, inevitably. There is something you don't see, constant, runs every day, your pattern. There is something you don't see, constant, runs every day, your pattern. You wake up and you don't think. You follow. Awareness matters, not motivation. Not motivation, awareness. You need to see your day clearly, where your time goes, where your energy goes, where your focus goes. And once you see the pattern, you see the truth. You are not stuck. You are repeating. That's the difference. Repetition can be changed. Awareness. Now comes the real question. How do you break it? Interrupt the loop. You wake up and you don't think. You follow the same actions, the same habits, again and again. That's your system. Awareness matters. You feel bored. You pick up your phone. You feel stressed. You escape. You feel tired. You delay. Same trigger, same reaction, same result. That's the loop. So you don't fight the whole day. You change the trigger response. Just that moment. Instead of scrolling, pause. Instead of delaying, start small. Instead of escaping, stay for 1 minute. That's it. Small change. Same moment, different response. Life changes, slow, but sure. At the end, this is about becoming aware. Become aware of who you already are, your habits, your system. Change it. At the end, this is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming aware of who you already are, step by step. And that's enough. That's the difference between trying and becoming. You already changed. Repeat it every day. That's the difference between trying and becoming. You already changed. Repeat it every day.